Hi guys, and welcome back to Marie's Acrylic and Gel Nails here in beautiful central Queensland. I've had a request because I've sent a couple of people some gel polishes to do a tutorial on gel polishes. So my hand's with me and I'm ready to rock and talk you through all of this. So let's get started. Okay. So we're going to start from the very beginning because some of you are very new to this. So, and I love gel polishes, they do have their downsides. So customers just walked in, whether they've got polish on or not, you want to use non-acetone nail polish. It helps dehydrate the nail bed surface. So give it a bit of a clean. Then we are going to grab our Cuticle Pusher, and if you use, I use Vanish Cuticle Dissolver from NSI. It's also a great cleaner. So you push back all 10 cuticles on your nails, which are done, and make sure there's no dust. Now if you do use a cuticle remover, then we're going to go back over the surface with our non-acetone nail polish remover, and we're going to remove any left over from there. So then we're going to pick up, now you don't need anything stronger than a block buffer. This is just a practice one. If you have a client that is prone to lifting or has any issues with gel polishes, then you could use a 240. So you're just going to give all 10 nails a buff, okay? And you've got to make sure the whole nail surface has just had the very top of it etched into, so to help the gel polishes stick to it. So then you're going to take some of your alcohol. I use NSI Cleanse, but as long as it's, you know, a very high percentage, the higher the better alcohol, just to clean it all off. So once that's done, then I am going to get a wipe, and I'm going to put some Nail Pure Plus on it, and I'm going to wipe over all 5 fingers. Then I'd get a clean one and I would do it again. But for the tutorial, I'm just going to use the same one. Okay, then I like to, because I find it helps, is use my gel balance bond. Okay, I do use 2 different primers. This is my primer for acrylic, and this is my gel primer. So I'm going to take my balance bond, and I am just gently on the very tip and around the back, not getting it into the cuticle, I am going to add my primer. And what this does, and make sure you tip your free edge with it, what this does is give you a nice secure little area that guarantees that for the 2 weeks that your client has this service on, they're not going to have any issues with chipping on the ends of their polish at all. It shouldn't chip anyway, but you know, depending on the job they do and the type of work, it does happen. Okay, so you would do that twice. Then I've got, NSI does a nail hardener. This is fantastic for people who get that eggshell splitting, who have had acrylic nails on and their nails are a little bit weak and they want to give them a rest and things like that. This product's fantastic. Now there's 2 ways to do this. Okay, the manufacturer says you put your base coat down, which this is. Now, gel polishes always go on very, very, very thinly, okay? Thin is your new best friend, and you're always tipping those free edges. Every layer, you always tip the free edge. But the thinner, the better. And that can be a pain if you want a very solid colour. It means you may have to do this 4 or 5 times. I have a UV light, so it takes a big 60 seconds. It's not an issue. But if you have a UV light or UV polishes and not gel polishes that are compatible, and I'm just putting on some of the nail hardener on this fingernail, and as you can see, it just paints on. Be careful not to flood your cuticle with it. It just paints on like a normal polish. And again, same with that, thinners in. I can put up to 3 coats of this and it will give you a very, very hard nail. So I'll set this and I'll continue with my talk. So the company says you put the base coat down and then you put the nail hardener down. I put the nail hardener down and then the base coat, because the nail hardener, when you soak it off, it actually stays there. You have to actually file it off to get it off the nail surface. And I like that. That gives you like a mini overlay, you know, and gives you a lot more extra added strength. Talking about the UV lights, because that's what I got distracted from, and the LED lights. There is a difference in all of their wattages. My UV light is 32 or 36 watt. Hang on. Let's get this straight. So I'm just going to pick it up. It is a 36 watt UV light. Okay. And my LED lamp is a 36 watt LED lamp. So if your lamps aren't those wattages, guys, they're going to take longer to cure. Okay? And that's important to remember, a lot longer. And I'll get to that in a second. So the nail that I just put the, oops, wrong nail. The nail that I put the top coat on, the nail hardener on first, I am now going to top coat or base coat it with the normal base coat. I always do that. Again, very, very, very thin strokes. And then the nail that I put the base coat on first, I am going to put the nail hardener on. Okay, and I'm going to put these two back on. So the top coats and base coats take 90 seconds in a UV lamp. That's 36 watts. So, and the polishes take 180 or 3 minutes in a UV light. In the LED light, the base coat and top coat cures in 60 seconds, the same with the polishes. So if you've got to do 5 or 6 hot colours and you don't have a 36 watt lamp, you might find gel polish isn't worth your time, because even using my UV lamp with the gel polishes, if I've got to do, say, 8 coats of polish, that's a lot of time and it's not worth it. So now my prep work's done to start applying my colours. So we're going to start with our thumb, and this is called a Spray Ski. It's a French manicure pink, and I am just putting on very, very thin coats, and I'm capping that free edge. I think my favourite thing about gel polishes is that they also are self-leveling. So that's that. So we're going to have a French nail. Okay, this is a pretty blue. It's called Shower at the Four Seasons. And on this blue, when I'm ready, I have what NSI call an accessory polish, and it's called Blue Satin Crush. And it is just going to pop this blue. And it's going to actually make it a different colour altogether. Now, anything you can do except for water marbling, you can do with your gel polishes. But I will show you how to marble very quickly on these today. So that's the Blue Satin Crush. My next colour I've got is Phantom Ranch. I also roll my polishes, my gel polishes, so I'll show you a bit better in a second. So I'm just pushing my brush up to the cuticle and down, and I'm coming down the side, and I'm coming down the side again. I'm capping that free edge, and then what I'm going to do is come in, and I'm going to make sure all the excess is totally off that brush. Like I said, this is fairly self-leveling, so I'm just going to make sure that this is, the coat I put on here is as even as possible before I move on to the next one. So the next one I'm going to do is, and I roll my polishes like this. They don't get bubbles from shaking them. And then the other thing I do to help mix is do this. So again, this one picked up, and it always does. Picks up so much colour. So as you can see, I am trying to get as much excess polish off the whole. So push up towards the cuticle and come down. Now, I do personally find, some people might say, oh, those coats are really, really thin. I do find you can't be thin enough. The thinner you are, the better it adheres to the nail, the better it dries in the lamps, and the more successful you will be at guaranteeing that the gel polishes will stay there for 2 weeks. Okay? That is really, really, really important, guys. So this is a black polish, and it's just going on my pinky here. Again, there's a lot of, oh, my hand's in the way, there's a lot of excess polish on there, so I've wiped it off. And I've come back. Now my brush is a lot freer to tidy up. Now if you get polish where you don't want it, I just like to put a brush in my cleanse, and then that way I can come around and clean up any polish that is where I don't want it without affecting the rest of it, and I can get really nice smile lines and lines around cuticles if I haven't been as careful as what I should have been. Okay, so they're all polished. Okay, and I hope you can see they are super thin. Okay, so they're going back into the LED lamp. Now I have used acrylic paints on gel polishes. As long as you take off that aspersion layer, they're absolutely fine. They work wonderfully with it. Like I said, I've not found, there is nothing I can't do with gel polishes that I haven't been, there's absolutely nothing. I haven't found anything I can't do with them. Other than, yeah, water marbling. But you can marble with them. Okay, so they're out. Okay, now my Alpone, my French polish, I'm just going to get this, and it is such a subtle pink, this pink. So pretty. It's an apricot-y. I don't know how well it'll show up. It's an apricot-y colour. It is really pretty. So that is on. I probably can't do it now. I would probably do 3 coats depending on the person's nail bed. Sorry, it's just not going to focus properly on it. So here's that blue. Again, we're just going after really thin coats. If you're going to go and invest in lights, ladies, LED is going to really take over the UV lights. In a big way. So I would, and I've spent the money on my UV lights. You know, I see a lot of you buy them on eBay, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the ones you're getting off eBay other than their wattage. You know, I've had people say they can't cure glaze and go, and it says 90 seconds. It is 90 seconds on a lamp that uses 36 watts. And I might as well do my French as well while we're waiting. Can't believe that it being 20 minutes already. So I think I might make this a two-part video. Now also another big tip is do not put, when you're doing your gel polishes or working with gels, do not have them in front of the lights while you're working with them. My light is over here and my polishes are just here. They're nowhere in line with that lamp, that light. If you, even though the bottles and the containers are dark, if you have them in front of the lights, it can set them, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to do a thin coat on the red now. Can't wait to show you that red. It just, that next coat has just popped that red. It's perfect. Okay, the blue is done. The pink, here we go. Pink's on. And lastly, the black. Keep grabbing it the wrong way on this. I'm sorry. I promise to get better. So 3 really thin coats, and I really do have a solid black, and you know, all the colours, you can see them, they're all fairly solid. The pink is the light. Okay, so they're just going into that LED light again for 60 seconds, and now we can move on to the next stages. Okay, I've got my white. Now this white always takes a bit to mix. Sorry about this. I might have to pause the camera and mix that. Actually, I do have a helper. he may come over and mix that for me. Nicholas, can you come here please, baby? You don't have to come on cam. Okay, so I've grabbed my dotting tools. I got these from the Warm Pretty store. They're really cool. So I've just grabbed them. Nick, can you just roll this and keep rolling? Okay, so I'm going to grab NSI do a matte top coat, and they also do their base coat for it. So I've got, I like to use, I have this tiny little metal plate that I'm just going to put down here, and I'm going to put down a blob of the matte top coat. Again, you don't want this in the light, otherwise it's going to go off. So I'm just going to put and mat out some dots. On here, on the pink, I'll do that last, I think. What did I get for the red? Nothing. On the blue, I have I've got that accessory polish they say they do. Well, they do. Shouldn't say they do. Okay, so I'm just now painting that on here, and it is going to 2 coats of that, and it will really change up the look of this nail. Again, remembering it's thin as possible. Okay, now got some neon colours here. I'm just going to place them on my little metal pin. And why I use the metal one is it's just so much easier to clean up. Okay, so I'm just going to put these ones away, and I'm going to get my red, and I'm going to get the pretty pink on my dotting tool, and I'm going to dot in a 5 petal flower. Like so. Then I'm going to use the yellow in the center of my flowers. Now, normally, the minute you do this, you would put this in just for a second, which I'm going to, and it just sets it so it doesn't run anywhere. Don't need it long, you just want that staying action. So it doesn't run everywhere. Okay, so then I'm going to get some green, and I'm going to drop down a leaf. Unlike polish, if you're not happy with the way something's formed, you really do have that option to come back in and clean it up just a little bit. But this is just such an easy way to do nail art, very quick. I'm going to come in and clean up a couple of flowers while I'm at it. I find it's just such an easy way to do nail art, a quick finger, especially if you've got customers who aren't into nail art. That white should be right, thank you, Nicholas. And very quickly to come into it, especially when you can do something like that that takes 30 seconds. And it's over. Okay, so on this one, I'm now going to pick up globules of the colour. After I got through telling you all you don't want big lots of it, but I will show you what to do to take excess off. Or what I've found to take excess off and how it works for me. So as you can see, I've got my globules. Just going to grab a stylus and very carefully, I don't want to turn it into mud, but I am just going to run the stylus up. You can use a brush. So the more you mix, you know, the more issues you can create. I'm going to put a little bit of pink here. A little bit of yellow there. So when you're happy, I like to pull off See, I'm not taking off the nail itself, I'm just pulling off the side of the nail where all the excess polish wants to run and pull to end naturally. So I'm just going to get a wipe and wipe it off so I don't get it everywhere. Just going to get this now and clean up. Okay, so lastly I've got to do my French, which my son very graciously mixed the white up for me. So to again, the same as any other French that you would normally do in any salon or at home. I have tried using tape and taking off the tacky layer, and it doesn't really work. So very hit and miss, but I've done that pretty messy, picking it up. Okay, I've got my brush, I'm going to take off some of the excess, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in now with my brush. I'm rolling my finger and I'm just manipulating that now. I'm just going to come back the other way, and I'm just manipulating my French to the way I want it to be. And as you can see, I've formed a very, very crisp line. It's just as straight. There's no polish on the nail itself. I'm just going back over just to make sure that I've got it all cleaned up. Okay, so I'm just going to check this now because it's been sitting, so it's pooled a bit, so I'm going to pull them off. Okay, so now they actually go into the light. They're their minute. And clean up on those excess polishes here is just that simple. It's done. It's gone. The same with my tools. I just put a little bit of the alcohol on my wipe, and I'm just going to wipe all over my stylus and make sure there's no product polishes on them. Okay, so back to my French, and I'm just going to add on my last white layer. Now you can actually get a thinners too for these gel polishes. NSI has one for theirs. I don't know that mixing different companies will be good for the polishes, so please don't. I highly don't recommend that at all. Okay, so that's all done. Quick clean up, make sure there's nothing where it shouldn't be. Okay, so my white I'm happy with. My blue, I've got to get that pretty blue. And I'm just going to put that all right to top coat. So I'm going to, again, thin layer, so that's my white and my French. Oops, that wasn't thin. Sorry, I didn't even see that. I'm trying to be in a hurry because I know this so far it's 40 minutes. So it means I'm going to have to do this in 2 parts. How boring. Okay. So that's that one. So pretty. Then this is my marbled one. I love this. This is such a pretty nail. And as you can see, I don't have to have the water. The gel is just so easy to manipulate. The colours have mixed. I didn't even use purple, but between the blue and the pink I've got purple. And I'm just top coating my black with my matte dots. Put them in and I'll show you them all. So I'm going to, again, thin layer. So that's my white and my French. Oops, that wasn't thin. Sorry, I didn't even see that. I'm trying to be in a hurry because I know this so far it's 40 minutes. So it means I'm going to have to do this in 2 parts. How boring. Okay. So that's that one. So pretty. Then this is my marbled one. I love this. This is such a pretty nail. And as you can see, I don't have to have the water. The gel is just so easy to manipulate. The colours have mixed. I didn't even use purple, but between the blue and the pink I've got purple. And I'm just top coating my black with my matte dots. Put them in and I'll show you them all. So let me take off this dispersion layer first, I think. I'm just buffing away a little bit on that one. Okay ladies, I've got them better. So there's the black, you can't really see the bubbles in it, but they're there and it's amazing. There's the flowers, woohoo! There's the blue. There is a very, very pretty marbled nail. And then finally there is the French. Let's see if I can get the black. Okay, but you get, sorry, I've got the camera at a weird angle, but that is the nails. And I got them in focus, I'm so happy.